What's up, Chris? What's going on?
Not much. Just God knows how many people are gonna die again from this virus. I mean, we're now going back to another lockdown, so that
So
should be
are
fun.
are are we at an all-time high? Have we hit all-time high numbers in the country?
Yeah, apparently so. Apparently now, like Texas is out 1 million. California is close to hitting 1 million. They're closing down New York again. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
So why couldn't we have gotten this during the election? I mean, I guess we were. I guess it was brewing,
I
but
mean,
damn.
a lot of shit was not being paid to during the election. Like what was happening in Azerbaijan and Armenia. Like we can later talk about that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I still don't really know what's going on, but
Neither do I. I'm
I
still
do
kind
have
of
a
clueless myself. I mean, I'm trying to get this, but like the media is not covering that.
yeah, and
Like
I will say I do have a initial kind of knee-jerk reaction to which side I lean to on that one, but
I do too. So we're
we'll
probably
see.
at ends with that one, but we'll talk about that later.
um no, but this are we heading for first of all a second lockdown, or would this be like a third lockdown? I don't even know what which generation we're at this point.
I mean, who knows? I mean, the thing is that why the fuck would Trump care about doing anything more about the pandemic? I mean, the pandemic is the reason why he lost for
Yeah,
the most part. So why should the big orange man give a shit?
yeah, actually that's true. Does he even need to address it? He could seriously, if he knows he's not going to end up winning the election, does he even need to address COVID anymore? Because he's on his way out, so he's just like, fuck it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. Big orange man doesn't have to give a shit about like blubbering liberal tears anymore. I mean, he'll probably still be around, like doing his own like talk show host or whatever, and maybe he might run again in 2024 and beat Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg tickets. So stay tuned for that. But I mean, who knows right now with the virus? I mean, supposedly we said that we're going to get relief with the vaccine, but I'm I'm hesitant if that's true, and also I'm also hesitant if people are willingly take it, because what if Trump basically like rebuffs the vaccine, like his followers going to take it? Fuck no.
That's true. I think if Trump did, yeah, I totally agree with you. If Trump were to rebuff the vaccine, I think for Democrats they'll take it, and independents too. I'm personally expecting pretty widespread adoption of the virus once it's out, or the vaccine once it's out. But
But is that true? Because like I hear people that are sounded people that are like already saying that they're not going to trust the vaccine when it first comes out. You know, you're
oh no,
inject. Yeah, so I mean, who knows?
so I totally agree, and I'm actually one of those people. I'm one of those people myself. I'm not going to take in the first generation. But anyway, um, I'll just say for the broader country, I really do expect once it's out and it's um apparently proven safe by whatever, what is it, the FDA or whatever the fuck, the agencies and shit. um I really do think we'll see widespread adoption. I think it's gonna be a slow and steady kind of thing, or it'll start out slow at least, where only, I don't know, the most medically,
Insured people can afford it.
well, not just insured, because I also think there are a good amount of let's say like upper middle class and upper class anti-vaxxers. Um, but that being said, I think it will be a mix of people who are well insured, as well as are kind of like trust authority the most, I guess, or just basically just trust vaccines the most, pretty much.
So liberals,
Um,
basically.
Liberals, but also I think since the vaccine should come out at least after January, when Biden, assuming he won, will take
Well, he
office.
did win. I mean, the only thing that we need to know is if Trump is going to use the Supreme Court to overthrow this shit. Because
um,
all the cases are like around him are being thrown out. Like and some one of them he's not even doing the what's the word? He's not even paying the fees. So they're pretty much just like closing the cases, because I'm like, you're not going to pay me for my court fees. I'm like, then why am I even representing you, asshole?
yeah,
Classic Trump.
no, no, I heard that. And
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that. Today was kind of it's been a bad couple of days for Trump in terms of the chances of
Oh, but
that
he's
stuff working
making
out.
bank on his fucking dumbass followers. Like if I think it's 9,000, if you give him a small like a don, because people are donating to his his legal funds, but they don't actually have to go to his legal funds; they go directly to him. If
Yeah.
it's under 9,000, so he's making bank off his dumbass followers. So maybe this is just a gigantic grift. You never know with fucking Trump.
Damn. So you're saying he knows none of this is gonna work, but he's just drumming it up?
Yeah, I mean he has debt, so I'm like, might as well milk the fucking cow for every last milk you can get. Milk these
Oh
assholes.
man, I love it.
I do too.
If honestly, if he really is doing that, that'd be some legendary shit. Also,
He is probably the greatest con man in American history. I will honestly admit that.
no, he's
P.T.
he's
Barnum
honest.
has fucking nothing on him.
He's one of the greatest con men ever.
Yes, he
Honest,
is.
I think ever.
I think so too. I legit
That's
think so
true
too.
because I'm thinking of Rasputin in Russia. I'm thinking of him.
I think Rasputin
Damn,
might have been like, he might have genuinely believed he was a fucking psychic.
fuck. Well, at that point, okay. So you're saying he's above the con man category?
Wait, maybe not. Maybe Trump is also like Rasputin. He thinks he doesn't think he's a con man. I honestly think that's very possible, and
No,
that
yeah,
just makes him even
I think.
better.
Uh-huh. No, absolutely. I think Trump thinks he's a good guy. I think he's benefiting and he knows it from
I think
his
he feels that
office.
he deserves it. Like he deserves the money from these people. Like these people
Yeah.
didn't help him enough to win.
Um yeah, no, I think I don't think he feels bad about it and I think he's happy getting their
Nor should
support,
he.
but I yeah, no, he shouldn't either. Um but I think he's also I think he feels like he earned it. Like he really served his followers, so them serving him is just kind of like a fair shake sort of thing. Um
Folks, this is the best trade deal in the history of trade deals.
and what I'll give him this in comparison to the average president. I really think he at least attempted to follow through on his core campaign promises to the fullest extent.
Oh yeah,
So
no, I kind of do agree with that, but I mean, he was always going to
so
get
in
screwed
that
with the
sense,
bureaucracy.
yeah, exactly. I mean, his he was never going to be able to accomplish all the shit he said he would. Neither does any president.
I
But
Yeah, I
but he
mean,
did he did pursue it aggressively. I'll
but
give him that.
the difference between him and Obama though is I genuinely do think that he wanted to actually pursue the policies that you're saying, Austin, but obviously he couldn't do it because not because he actually believed in that shit, but because he thought that that would be the best for the people that like him.
Okay. Yeah.
But
No,
the
I
difference
feel that.
between him and Obama is that Obama pretty much was like he was never going to give people anything that they wanted. Like Trump wanted to give people so they would be happy with him. So even though like he couldn't do it in the end, he wanted to do it to get them to like to be appreciated, to be like recognized and loved and whatever stupid idiotic emotion people feel with that kind of crap. But Obama, he legitimately was just being a straight up like liar. Like he knew like the shit that he was offering was he never was actually gonna do any of the shit that he was promising.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But I also think that Trump doesn't. So he is a populist. He does just want to be loved. Like I agree with that part. I'll also say that part of the reason he was so aggressively loved by his supporters, right? Think about it like these crazy Trump rallies. Like we don't really see in the last two elections, last five elections, anything like that, right? Like with the cult of personality with Trump and
Yeah,
I
for
don't know,
sure.
just the obsession. Um, I think part of the reason he got that wasn't just because he was following the crowd, um, but because he was sticking to his guns on pretty damn controversial positions, at least in elite spheres of the country. So for example, building the wall or I don't know, enforcing deportations and
But that's the thing is like it's just that he's never shy about the type of shit that he wants. Like, because let's be honest, liberals want the wall, liberals want the deportations because if okay, so the reason why they want that type of shit is because what if these people start coming into your neighborhoods? What if they start, lowering the property values? What if they, so and so, like what if the crime rates are going up? Because let's be honest, like liberals vote for, the tough on, crime type of shit. And obviously I'm not saying immigrants are like that, but I'm saying because of the current conditions that are in this country, many immigrants are forced to, do crime.
Yeah, well actually I'm gonna push back on that.
Mm.
I think liberals really they're the sanctuary city crowd.
But you like thinking that liberals actually, are not the cynical, monsters that I think they are. And I think they are cynical monsters. They just don't they just don't think they are. Like subconsciously they are,
Okay.
but they don't express it obviously.
I I get what you're saying. I'll say that for the liberal elite.
No,
I
I
think
think
the
that's
liberal
also
elite
kind of
are
true
like that.
for the average garden variety liberal is, okay, yeah, it's true. That's actually for the elites true. But the average garden variety liberal is a misguided, simp.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that exactly. So the liberal elite, the Nancy Pelosi's or just basically the white collar tech millionaires and billionaires, um, who support Black Lives Matter and want to end deportation, all that. Their kids go to the most expensive private schools that are 99% white,
Yes.
rich, whatever. Um, and they end up going to elite colleges and work in elite cities of the country, LA, New York, whatever. Um,
And they have all these networks that, that usually excludes people of color because people of color have never been established in these networks. I mean, they can later try to get into these networks, but then, that creates, the cycle where, they gatekeep, people from their own communities entering these cycles. But continue.
yeah, no, I think that's also true. I mean, obviously, elite institutions of business, whatever, government, etc., is generally white. Whites generally dominate the country. That being said, I also think that the liberal elite, when they push these policies, that's for the working class or middle class members of the elite, but they would never actually live in a, I don't know, actually diverse neighborhood with um actual, let's say for example, gangsters shooting dice on the block or something like that. It's like they would never want to live in that environment, but then they chastise conservatives for for openly denouncing, I don't know, lower class American culture, basically.
Right. But I think the issue though is that because both of these people are playing, they have no solution to, poverty, the reason why people are doing this type of shit. I
Uh-huh.
mean, liberals just offer racism, and conservatives, a lot of them offer, it's kind of this racic rhetoric, like, these people, can't, adapt to Western civilization or whatever horse crap they're peddling. It's
Uh-huh.
just that none of them can actually, apply, an actual, remedy to it, because I mean, because if you do it, the answer is obviously because of capitalism. You need these people to be an exploitative, proletariat class.
Yeah, I think the so for example, with the liberal elite again, like you were just saying, they need illegal immigration. Well, actually, this is a point where we'll disagree on. The elite needs illegal immigration, right?
Right.
That's their cheap labor, but the middle class
But they don't need that
liberals,
much. They don't need that much. They need like a certain amount. So they need to limit the immigration, including the illegal immigration or undocumented immigrants. My bad.
well, I think that's more of a thing for the middle class
No, I think
average
that's also
liberal
for
to
the
worry
elite
about.
as well. Like that's the
Really?
reason why you have like deportations, like like why Obama was doing all these deportations, and like the sanctuary cities are going to go away with Biden. Like I already know they are. I mean, you think otherwise, Austin, but I don't. I think we're going to get a return to Obama, but like more draconian.
All right. Okay. Okay. Because
I
I'm
mean,
seeing
guts.
it.
I mean, Obama literally paid McKinsey to help with building the cages, and then later when Trump came along with his fucking people, they were shocked and horrified by the fucking suggestions that McKinley was offering. Who, by the way, is also one of the people that was under their payroll was Pete Buttigieg, who is now going to be in Biden's administration.
Freaking wait, Pete B was on that?
Yes, McKinsey, the company, yeah, the draconian, like where they did type of shit, like where they tried doing like bread prices and fixing shit in Canada. Yeah, this is some like sick shit.
Oh my god.
Like
But
Trump's like
Chris, he's gay.
yeah, I know. That's why I gave he. So that's brings up to our next topic, which is woke politics, and the
Chris, he's
specter of.
gay. So
I'm gay
he gets
too.
a pass.
No,
He gets a
I'm
pass
gay,
on deportation.
and I'm a brown person. I mean, yeah, I'm a brown person, so I get even more more on the oppression Olympics. I outrank him, and also
Oh
I'm
shit.
poor,
Okay.
so I outrank him like by three triple tiers.
All right. All right. Wait, so how many tiers are there? What's the maximum?
I don't know. I don't give a shit what these fucking woke identitarian like ID poll idiots do. I mean, this is just
Okay.
so obnoxious and stupid.
But Chris, did you know that Kamala Harris is the first woman of color vice president?
Oh my god, that was so cringy when Wolf Blitzer said that. I was like, why the fuck does that matter? So she's gonna bomb, so she's gonna continue this empire and bomb brown and black people across the globe. I'm like, why is that something to be, celebrated? What the fuck is wrong with the people in this country?
um, yeah, I really don't know how people find identity politics to be such a complex collection of ideas to even be a deep ideology. So what
I
I'm
mean,
saying is,
the thing was invented by a black Marxist lesbian, and now it's basically bastardized to basically say, yeah, capitalism is cool. I'm like, how? How the fuck did that happen?
yeah, no, liberals really infiltrated it and really infiltrated it well.
Yeah, they did.
And it's actually kind of that's what I'm getting at, that I was so surprised by. It's because you know how woke politics or identity politics, and all this stuff is like considered pretty radical on a lot of college campuses, right? Like this would be a radical professor who teaches this. So one second they'll be teaching that and kids will like really be buying it, and then the next second they'll be endorsing Obama, Biden, and acting like these guys are fucking like actual progressives. And I'm amazed, to be
I mean,
honest.
fucking Obama had as one of his main advisors Rahm Emanuel, who did a ton of fucking illegal shit in Chicago, where he hid crimes of the police committed against black people. And
Really?
that asshole's coming
Rahm
back.
Emanuel?
Yes, look it up, Austin.
Damn.
And that asshole's coming back because the specter of his ass is hovering over Biden's creepy silhouette.
So is Biden gonna appoint Rahm?
Yes, to something. I mean, he has
Oh
to.
shit. So we're gonna get Hillary back. We'll get Rahm back. How about Andrew Gillum,
Oh my! Wait, is that the guy from Florida?
the guy from Florida with the gay orgy?
No, he's not gonna get back. We're gonna get Pete Buttigieg, who's more safe, more wholesome.
Because he's it's two white men. That's why, Chris.
I mean, it's Biden. I mean, Biden has a history, with he eulogized Strong Thurmond. I mean, the guy is possibly a segregationist racist. I'm like, I'm sorry, people. I'm like, this guy is just as bad as Trump. It's just that the only difference is that he hides, his racism like with like several layers of like like dog whistle, and Trump doesn't even bother hiding it. So that must be one of the reasons why people didn't trust Biden and they didn't vote for him in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Biden shook the establishment, kind of the anti-establishment bias, I guess you would call it. So for example, like I think Biden just did a good job with Bernie supporters.
No, those are cucks. I mean, the ones that supported Biden, you're a cuck, a simp, and I have no respect for you.
Well, seriously, do we have the numbers? Like what percentage of Bernie voters
Probably 90% of
ended
them
up
or
voting
more.
for Biden?
Probably 90% of them or more.
Over 90%?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, that's kind of what happened last time with Hillary.
Oh my God. I didn't even think it would be that high. I thought it would be in the 80s.
No, these people are cucks.
Wow.
These
I
people
mean,
are
at that
cucks and
point,
simps. I mean, I'm sorry, they are cucks.
yeah, what's even the point of voting for Bernie then if 90% you can vote for Biden?
I mean, I just when the fuck are people going to wake up to the reality that these people can never be pushed to the left? It's never going to fucking happen ever. These people are right wingers, all of them, except that one of them are more extreme than the other.
Well, they're right wingers pretty much economically, but then socially that would be the difference where
Oh,
Trump
Economics should
will.
be the one thing that matters. Everything. Your material being is the most important thing. Fuck everything
Oh, that's right.
else.
No, that's
No,
absolutely
no,
true.
continue. No, but you can continue with the social stuff. It's fine, and
That's
that
what
is true.
that's why the right owns this country though, because they own. I mean, they own the strongest avenues of power, the
Economics.
economy,
Yeah, the
the
economy.
economics,
Yeah.
in capitalism, which isn't just like the money and conditions you live in, but it's also kind of they own
The way you think.
the way you think and the way you live, your patterns of life, your habits. So it's kind of like we base our lives around commerce, basically, and acquiring money in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, Black
Um,
Friday is a fucking holiday, and now it's like it's a tragedy because we don't have it anymore.
yeah, no. This year, actually, is there going to be a Black Friday? What's the deal with that? With COVID?
Online shit, like you buy it online and then you go get a
Ah,
pickup or whatever.
come on. What about Texas with some record COVID cases? Let's go
Oh
Black
my
Friday
god,
shopping.
I can
Let's go to
only
the mall, baby.
that would just be crazy if that shit happened.
You know, I don't. I mean, I'm kind of expecting it to happen. I really don't think Texas lockdowns will get that severe.
You
I think
think?
no, because I mean, even though
I,
they have tons of
I believe you.
cases,
I believe you.
they have
It's
tons of
Texas.
cases, but I think it's going to be a minimal lockdown, like
I wouldn't
maybe
doubt it.
be large gatherings inside kind of thing. Um, but in terms of shopping,
But
eating out, I
do
think it's
you?
going to be.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, like, is Walmart and Target gonna do that? Like, because I mean, I've been seeing on like, I mean, well, maybe because I'm in California and they might have different commercial ads than us, and they're obviously saying Black Friday is not a thing, or you have to buy stuff like online and then you get it like you pick it up at the store.
Wait, really? Walmart is telling people that that's their message right now.
Ah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, but that's only the
Damn.
stuff I see on TV. So I'm like, that could be fucking different.
Well, Chris, I don't shop at Walmart. I'm a liberal elite.
Oh yeah. So then you shop at Nordstrom then.
Just kidding.
Oh
No,
god.
I really think that yeah, Texas isn't really going to lock down much. Same thing with Florida. The only states that I think are going to do, or at least big states, I should say, that are going to do big time lockdowns, California, and New York. I think we're about to get our shit locked down for sure. I'm actually worrying about even being able to go to the gym anymore, even though
I'm
my
worried.
neck
I'm
of the
like,
woods.
I can't even run anymore, and swimming during this time period is gonna suck. So I'm like, I think I might just no, I can't say it on on YouTube or we're gonna get banned for that. So I can't do that. Starts with an A
um,
or with a B.
I think
I need to look pretty. Continue.
yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
endorse that
think
lifestyle though. Whatever. But continue.
I think we're headed for lockdowns.
Oh my
At
god.
least at least to a certain extent. At least at least a level above what we're currently at. So I'm guessing ending indoor dining if there that is available anywhere around you, and like I don't know, I'm guessing gyms are gonna have to be cut back even more. Barbershop, whatever it is, right? Um,
But I think the thing is like are like how long are people going to accept this, because we're never going to get any aid. There's no, we're not going to get any more stimulus checks. I mean, that's gone. I mean, with
oh
Biden being the president, McConnell doesn't owe him anything.
yeah, no, that's true. I actually think depending on
And
kind of
then
what happens with the election, because I don't know, Chris. Every day that Biden's not confirmed yet, not sworn in, I'm like thinking there's more and more of a chance that Trump somehow pulls this shit off.
I don't think so. I think he's just trying, like I said, he's just trying to grip his fan base.
That's definitely possible.
I think that's the case at this point because all of the lawsuits that he's trying to do has already fallen flat. And I think the Republican Party at this point, other than Bill Burr and wait, damn it, what's his name again?
McConnell.
No, not McConnell. What's that? What's the fucking psychotic?
Oh, Rand Paul.
No, 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 no. So, uh, um, never mind.
Yeah, no, I
No, no,
think
no, yeah, yeah. No, no. What I was trying to say is that Bill Barr, trying to threaten the fact that saying that Trump is going to have a second term or whatever. I think I mean, that's just his his support, his lunatic
Oh, Mike
supporters.
Pompeo. Mike
Yeah, Mike
Pompeo.
Pompeo and Bill Barr, saying that they're going to make sure Trump gets, second term. I don't hear any rumblings from the Supreme Court, and I think Mitch McConnell and the other, Republican, the other members of the Republican Party are pretty much just saying stuff to keep Trump happy, just long enough to basically, change, to clean house.
Well, okay, so
Because remember,
that's
the Republican Party at this point is pretty much Trump, like the not the elite, the common people.
Yeah, no, Trump is the quarterback of the Republican Party.
Yeah,
That's for
Trump
sure.
is the Republican Party. I mean, the elites obviously, still, control the reins. But if they do anything to upset Trump, then they can be ousted.
Yeah, he's top dog. Um, well, okay, so I think that's possible. Bill Barr and Pompeo are just saying, giving
Stupid
Trump what he
shit
wants
because
to.
they're no. I mean, no. I think Mitch McConnell and the others are saying what they want Trump, to hear, to calm him.
But
But them
let's
too.
say they
And
do that.
what's up?
They're doing that, right?
Yeah.
What do they have to gain by doing that and then just stepping out in January and taking the loss?
Because what the fuck does McConnell have to lose? 2022, he's going to win both the House and the Senate in record numbers. It's going to be a gigantic red wave when Biden does jack shit because he won't be able to do anything in the Senate. So it's going to be a red wave when McConnell can lay all the blame on sleepy dying Joe. And then after that, in 2024, they're posed to win the White House again. It's going to happen.
Damn, Chris. I thought I was excited about us standing up to this literal fascist Hitler, and then
Oh no, we're getting Hitler 2.0, Robo Hitler.
we're getting him back in 24.
I mean, who knows what the fuck happened? Maybe Trump, finds someone, another someone that he really likes, and he picks the person, or who the hell knows? I mean, he could run again. I mean, if Trump is able to survive, and maybe he's like I don't know, like some kind of like bodhisattva, like mummy from Japan, where they bury him alive as a living saint, and then he keeps living forever as the God Emperor, like as a mummified deity.
Well, I think that's probably going to happen, but in the event that it doesn't, is what are Trump's options for still winning the election? What are his
I mean, the Supreme
avenues
Court
to a win?
at this point.
So what?
But the
Walk me
problem,
through
the problem with that right now, Austin, is there's two ways he can do a coup. Obviously with the military, but a lot of the generals hate his ass. I mean, the Pogs love him. The fucking grunts, they love him.
Yeah,
of course, they love eating his slops. They love
No,
they love
I really don't think that I really don't think the coup thing is a serious possibility. I don't think the military is that divided, at least to that extent. I think the military would need more.
I mean, they don't really like him, the generals. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I just don't think there's enough. Basically, that's what I'm saying. There's not enough members of the military elite who would rebel against, I don't know, the Democrats and the American government and side with Trump.
But there is something actually interesting, though. There was one Mississippi someone from the House of Representatives that's from Mississippi was talking about that they'll never accept Joe Biden and that he's talking about secession. But also, hilariously enough, when he said secession, he misspelled secession.
Well, it's about the sentiment, not the wording.
I was Mississippi, so I mean, I understand he has a limited spelling capabilities.
No, I really don't think that the coup thing. I mean, to me, that's just my take on it right now. Like, I don't think the coup thing is gonna be a likely, or even compared to other things, like a likely outcome. I would. What I'm guessing is one or two things is gonna happen. One is Trump pulls off some kind of Supreme Court finesse. I don't even know. I mean, if
but the problem though is like I mean, the problem with that though is in Florida it was like 600 votes, so people were like, okay, just give it to Bush. But the problem though is that Biden has won several states, and he's won like by like in like 4 to 5 digits.
Okay. All right. So then in that case, so Biden wins and the Supreme Court wouldn't be able to overturn it. Yeah. So then this is my scenario 2.
Gotcha. Let me hear this. This sounds interesting.
Which could be complete retarded BS, but anyway,
let's hear it. I'm all ears.
That Trump pulls off is what he's alluding to in his tweets, that he has evidence of massive voter fraud.
but that could just be the start of another, fucking idiotic Russiagate, horseshit scenario. I'm like, God fucking damn it, please just stop with this. I'm like, can't you just do something hilarious and do like Q? I've talked with Q, and the pedophiles are trying to steal this election. I'm like, just do that. I'm like, if not, then this is a nothing burger. This is a nothing story.
Well, it's not that he's that it truly is happening, but I mean that let's say he just pulls it off to the extent that it would give him the win.
I don't think it's possible. I think he has to do
Okay.
like the type of psychotic shit that I'm suggesting you, like that. Like his base basically, thinks that these people are little pedophile eating monsters. I mean, they already think they are, but they have to get the green light from Trump. And like, unless he
Well,
does that, what's up?
that would be the coup scenario, because in that case it wouldn't be politically legitimate. But he would be staging a rebellion and saying like these people rigged it. Um, but not that he won the mandate to
But
rule.
but the thing you're trying to suggest is he's going through the proper liberal channels, because if you're saying that,
Yes.
that's the problem, and I don't think he can win that way. I think that all those avenues have been closed to him.
Okay. All right. So
No,
it's
but I
gonna have to
understand.
be.
No, yeah, I understand what you say. Like
Uh-huh.
it could still be a possibility. I could be wrong. Like like Trump. We
Well,
could
no, no,
never
no. I'm
predict
not
this
saying it's a.
fucker.
I'm not saying it's a strong possibility either. Right now, I would
No,
say
no.
it's probably. I have Biden at 3/4 to win and Trump at a 25% chance. Right.
Yeah, no.
To
I
win.
mean, I kind of have like
That's what I'm
Trump could win
thinking.
like 15%. I still have the possibility that Trump could pull something out of his ass. Who
Uh-huh.
knows?
Just because, I mean, he wasn't supposed to win versus Hillary. That was one of the greatest upsets.
But that's because
Um,
polling was wrong, and polling was wrong
no, no,
fucking
no.
again.
I totally agree with the polling being wrong. I'm with you on that.
It's a made up bullshit science. We should fucking abolish political science as a department. Abolish it. It is
we
fucking
should
idiotic.
we should get all the homeless people in the country and let them be our pollsters because they're just about as valuable as our actual
Yes,
pollsters.
yes, they are, and at least they'll actually say something interesting and funny.
Yeah,
Because
Chris,
posters are boring.
we need to end homelessness right now, Chris. Let's do this.
Yes, fire all the posters and give their jobs to homeless people.
No, but I don't think it's just the polls. I really think even beyond the polls, I thought people genuinely thought Hillary would win. Like I honestly thought Hillary would win, and everyone I knew who even was Republican thought Hillary was going to win.
But I
Um,
didn't. I didn't think that was going to happen. And the reason why I didn't think that happened was because I knew that this system was had chinks in its armor. It's just that most people were blind, or they willfully let themselves, believe that, better days are coming again.
no, you're totally right. I didn't realize how many people were dissatisfied with Obama. I thought Obama was more well liked than he was to even, and this goes for Hillary too. But
Oh
I
no,
thought
she was
Obama,
deeply hated. She was
yeah,
deeply hated.
she was deeply hated, absolutely. But I'm saying even though Hillary was deeply hated, if Obama was loved as much as at least I thought he was, Hillary would be president right now.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I agree. I mean,
Obama would have been able to carry her on his back, on his legacy.
yeah, exactly.
Um, but the fact that Hillary, I mean, everyone knows Hillary is just a continuation of Obama, and Biden is just a continuation of Hillary and Obama. Um, enough people between hating Hillary and the Clintons, I guess more broadly, as well as hating Obama, ended up switching from Obama to Trump. That, I mean, that's really the historic part to me.
I mean, it's because people gave Obama a chance. Like they really did believe his hope and change, horseshit
Oh
rhetoric.
yeah, absolutely. People who kind of lost their jobs, who thought he would really be able to help them out, or even whether
Yeah,
they
I know a
maybe
ton
they
of
didn't
people who
even
were
lose
like
their
that.
job.
It was it?
Yeah. No, I just mean like middle America. Whether even if you didn't lose your job, let's say, I mean, a bunch of people moved into your town.
Right.
Immigration. Let's be honest. If you're in a small town in Wisconsin, all white, it's gonna be like a stunning change of pace when suddenly you have, I don't know, 10% population is Indian. I mean, it's just a huge change for
Yeah,
human
yeah. I
society to
hear
go
what you're
through.
trying to say, but the problem though is like you're starting to like stimulate the liberal brain. Like, oh, it's because they're racist. No, the issue though is because they feel like they've been cheated out of something. I mean, yeah, there could be some underlying,
Oh no, I
notions of
agree.
racism, but no, it's just that we have to be careful that because we could be, like getting the libs like fucking, bait to fucking attack us.
Okay. Um,
no, no, but continue, Austin. I know what you're trying to say. But we have to
I
be like you always have to be careful of the specter of the chastising liberal.
well, I got to be honest, Chris. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here and giving Trump too much of a chance to win, just because I kind of love triggered libs.
I
Maybe
do
that's
too.
honestly
I
why.
do too. So, but no, no, no. But the other reason why I want Trump to win is because he helps us get closer to the collapse of this fumbling empire. This, like as I said,
Exactly,
demonically evil empire that I want to see die for the sake of the world.
exactly. It's like who would you want to see drive the ship? A a sober a sober veteran or a drunken idiot?
It depends on what the
Well,
ship is.
if you want the ship to crash,
It
give it
depends
to
on
the
what's on the
drunk, right?
ship. Like if like let's say this ship is carrying like it's a ship that's carrying arms to go help in a genocide. The genocide in this case is Yemen, which is happening.
And that's
Obama
right.
started it.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Obama.
Yeah, thank you, Obama.
How does Obama and also Biden actually? I'm really amazed too how he did this. How do they shirk the blame for all these, I don't know,
I'm glad you asked
atrocities?
this, Austin, because liberals don't care about people outside of their world, their part of their circle. The same way conservatives don't. It's just that conservatives are brutally honest about this type of shit.
Yeah, actually, I agree with that. Liberals are usually globalists and claim to give a shit about global poverty, um, let's say gender rights in countries, etc. Just care about the welfare of the world.
A million
Meanwhile,
people still died in Iraq. A million people died also under Bill Clinton because of the sanctions he put in Iraq. Health sanctions of medicine that killed millions in Iraq. And then obviously what happened with the Kurds being gassed. I'm like, these people really don't care about people that live outside the United States. They want them to come to the United States, and then when they come to the United States, it's like the same way how Republicans don't give a shit about children when they're born.
and guess whose guns ISIS was shooting, right?
Ours,
ISIS
baby.
was using American guns.
Yeah, just like the cartels use our guns.
Yep. Yep, exactly. So I think I just love what you said there about the conservatives versus libs thing on not only giving a shit about their selfish interests. Libs claim to give a shit about the world, and they still screw it over. Well, at least conservatives, I mean Trump, for example, he literally just said, "Let's go to the east and take their oil," right? Like,
Because that's literally what capitalism is about. You
yeah,
can't
at
reform
least
it.
the
You
guy's
can't
been
make it. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
the guy's been straight up with it. I mean, I can't blame him for being honest. In fact, I appreciate it. To
Yeah,
me,
I
that's a
do
form of
too. I
honesty.
do too. I want honesty. That's what people want today. They want honesty. Biden is not going to give us that, and that's why people refuse to fucking vote for him. They did that
Yeah,
poll. They did polls on that. Do you trust Biden? The people who voted against him said no.
yeah. No, no, and that also goes for Trump too. It's kind of interesting to see the trust polls, for exit polls, right? People really seem to trust the candidate they vote for and don't trust the other candidate that they vote for, like very directly. It's
Which wasn't a thing like years, like decades back in, before, Reagan. Actually, no, Reagan. No, people trust, like, even there was Reagan Democrats. Obviously, that's no longer a thing. Like, this bipartisan myth needs to die. It's been like fucking 30 years now. I don't know why
yeah,
it still perpetuates.
yeah, exactly. And that's also a sign of polarization, just the pure hatred. I mean, half the country thinks Joe Biden is a pedophile. The other half thinks Trump is literal fascist. Obviously, I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's
Yeah,
more so like one quarter on
that's
both
true. Yeah,
sides,
but how can
because
you
there obviously
reconcile
is.
these people though?
But yeah, how can you reconcile the pure distance between both sides? There's just so much ground to cover. Um, and regardless of who wins the presidency, it's going to be divided government. It's going to be just a battle, and no one's going to really be able to win the upper hand. We're really, in terms of governance, although
But what are they even
Democrats,
battling for? They're battling for cultural war shit.
exactly, yeah, it's um, it's just a stalemate in my opinion, and it just leads to increasing tension on both sides. Um, and even when you win, it's like it's not really like you win because you're still locked in this battle that's endless and evenly matched, or at least it feels in many ways evenly matched.
I think at this point, politics seems like they're warping into a religion.
And that too, the spectacle. But nonetheless, I don't see how it can go like this forever. Societies aren't normally don't have this much political friction, at least in times of peace. We're literally not in a time of war right now, at least domestically.
Yeah,
But this much
this is very
tension is just
similar to
crazy.
the Civil War. I mean, because the thing is that they had a bunch of stupid cultural bullshit issues, and then they had the number one, like outlying, like economic issue was slavery, which was the ultimate abhorrent form of capitalism.
Yeah, no, I think the Civil War was, I think there's a couple different kind of grounds we can look at it as for being caused by. So you can
Right,
look at the
but
like cultural, right?
a lot of the cultural
Economic,
shit that
whatever.
people were arguing was stupid shit like we need to exile the Jews, or the Catholics need to be deported back to Ireland or whatever. But the problem that a lot of people were facing obviously was an economic issue. Was slavery obviously was going to take away agricultural jobs from the yeoman farmers of the north.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good read on it. I would also put it as, I see the Civil War as just like the ultimate clash of industrial capitalism in the North
Yes,
and traditionalism in the South.
but also with the
Um,
yeoman farmers being added into the mix because you need their support too.
and that's right. That's totally right. The yeoman farmer would be more
The
so in
working
North, and
class
so
today, like today, it would be the working class.
uh-huh, uh-huh. And but I will just say, in the case of the besides the yeoman farmer, um, the cultural aspect, the South is traditionalism, and the North is really, at that point I would call it liberalism. Even though the North obviously is still racist and sexist and, I don't know, bigoted in every which way. Um,
Continue.
I would still call it liberalism is their culture, as in they're on this path toward increasing freedom of speech, increasing gender equality, increasing racial equality, all in the legal sphere.
Right.
Whether extending racial equality actually amounts to true equality
Mm-hmm.
is a whole nother story, but nonetheless, legal equality.
Mm-hmm.
I see them as on that path where in the South, traditionalism is, or at least a form of, I don't know, Southern traditionalism that was really its own culture, um, was kind of the norm, with sort of a plantation aristocracy, right? Um, and
But the
a
thing is that the all these cultural stuff, the problem was that both of their ways of like their both the North and the South ultimately in the end felt that they were going to fight a war, like for struggle and survival. Because if this slavery thing continued on forever, then the North basically would be politically, like silenced. And the same thing, the South thought the same thing as well.
That's also true. I would just say, excuse me.
So what I'm trying to say,
There.
Austin, is ultimately, yeah, sorry, just let me say real quick.
Well,
What
okay,
what
go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, what ultimately I think is that we need, in order for things to actually reach to the point where people start shooting each other, like not just like like maybe one or two, but like actually like start like doing like like mass scale violence or like insurrections, is that you need to reach to the point where people feel like their very survival is at stake. Right now, no one is feeling like that at that moment, but we're going to eventually reach a point with capitalism that people are going to feel like my very survival is at stake, and I no longer give a shit about about the whole abortion issue or gay marriage. Unfortunately, maybe
Okay.
that might be the case.
I think that's more the recipe for revolution. Um, because the reason I'm saying that is, when I
But
look
that's
at the
what
Civil War,
but that's what ultimately happened in the Civil War. You can read this
well,
type of things that people legitimately thought that they had no choice. That what happened, obviously with like Harper's Ferry and with John Brown, that they felt like this is like the cliff of no return. We have to stop them before they spread slavery, or we have to stop them before they end
oh yeah,
slavery.
no, I agree absolutely with that. That was actually going to be my point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Continue.
was gonna say I was gonna say they felt that way, but the part where I'm seeing it a little differently is with
Mhm.
their economic situation. What
Oh
was
yeah, I
was
mean,
the North in any kind of
no,
recession or downturn?
neither was
So
the
that
South.
neither was the South, exactly. That's what I was gonna kind of just, I would call the Civil War basically a clash of two different societies. And
Totally
obviously, and
fair.
that that
Totally
and
valid.
that seems obvious. Like, at
Yeah.
first, it's a civil war. Um, but like the North and the South are, at that point and at that time,
They were
and
two
maybe in some ways
countries.
today, they're two countries. They're basically two different countries. They have two different economic models, at least in many ways.
Hmm.
Um, and they have two different cultures. They're both dominated by whites, but it's dominated by different flavors of whites. In the
Or
same
different
way,
forms of liberalism.
in different forms of liberalism. All of the South, I would damn the
Well, they
South.
still had some
It's hard
semi-feudal
to say.
bullshit.
No, no, you're right. You're right. So it's hard because the South is like a fusion of liberalism with exactly semi-feudal
Semi-feudal.
traditionalist BS. Yeah. So the South is interesting. I don't know where to kind of map it on in
Jesus,
some ways on
there's
a
probably tons of books about
ideology
this
chart.
shit. I want to read them.
Yeah, no, I think Southern history is fascinating to be honest, but
I
but
mean,
anyway.
I mean, it's morbid and grotesque, but like obviously people love reading that shit.
Oh yeah, no, I don't
I
mean
love it. No, yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
I,
continue. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
mean
But
that
yeah,
even to call the atrocities
oh,
like
I know.
entertaining, but I actually just mean more so the cultural intellectual history, I would say, of the Old South. To me,
Yeah,
actually, that's
perfectly
more the
fine.
interesting part.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the ideologies, I would say, is really what I'm just more, I don't know, interested in. But I don't know. Anyway, um, it's I see the Civil War as yeah, again, just like two different countries, yeah, like you just said, going at it. And that's why I see a lot of similarities today, because I don't think that the Civil War um was necessarily an instance of mass like poverty or kind of an economic revolution. Obviously it wasn't, but
yeah.
it still broke out,
You're
and
right, but
people still take arms.
right. You're right about that kind of thing. But I feel like, uh, like I said, you have a good point. You have a great point about that. But are we at that point where we see ourselves as two countries? Because so far, I'm not entirely
I
certain about that. Maybe we're getting
Okay,
close,
yeah,
but that's
no, no,
that's the way I'll draw it.
I agree. If it happened right now, it'd be premature. I will say, when I think of Harper's Ferry, for example, that was kind of like a huge um legitimate, at least legitimate in liberalism's laws, right? Um, Breakout of war, because what was it? Lincoln, what is it? Southerners attacked one of Lincoln's bases, or what was it? Lincoln
No,
attacked the
that
Southern
you're
base.
talking about Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter is different. We're
Oh,
talking about
Fort
Harper's
Sumter.
Ferry is when John
Shit,
Brown
my
did
bad.
his reign.
Oh yeah, yeah. Damn, you're right. What I'm thinking of Fort Sumter. Um, but yeah, so I think the opposite would be Trump basically starting some kind of rebellion, right? Where he says, "I'm actually the president," and this is in January.
But is he
Like,
willing to do that though? That's the issue.
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I don't think he will,
I mean, but
but I
if he
do think
does,
there's a
then
chance.
that's the beginning of it.
That's the point of, well, I wouldn't call it the
Well,
point of no return, because it could be a failed attempt.
yeah,
He
but then
could
it could
get
just be like a stepping stone, just like we had Bleeding Kansas and a bunch of other shit.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at. So I wouldn't. It's not like that has to be like the actual moment that this huge war breaks out, but it's a huge instance of polarization and escalation
Yeah.
that's gonna have long-standing consequences down the road.
Fuck, who knows? Historians might just say that we've already began like the Civil War at this point.
Um, yeah, no, we're at a cultural civil war. There's no question
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I think of the Mexican Revolution, the Partido Liberal, the Magon brothers, right? Flores
Yes.
Magon.
Yes.
Um, I think of some of their attempted revolts as somewhat similar in a way, as just an instance of kind of priming the broader society for a huge outbreak of war.
Yeah, no, there there were things like that were happening like like while it seemed like that Diaz's regime was like permanent. So side note, we're talking a little bit to the Mexican Revolution, but there were like like cracks in the armor that were already kind of leading to the Mexican Revolution. Other things like happening like in like small scale rebellions that sometimes were like they had to be put down, but they weren't able to be put down in a way that you would normally assume with a dictatorship. So
Mhm.
I feel like the same way could be like in the case with the United States, like in that case, what I'm trying to say is that the U.S. is starting to actually lose power in the fact of what happened right now currently with Armenia, Turkey. I mean Armenia and Russia with Turkey and Azerbaijan.
Yeah. What actually is going on there? Because if I'm getting it right,
Mm-hmm.
um, Azer
Azerbaijan,
Azerbaijan
Azerbaijan, yeah.
controls this one territory that's um an Armenian community, right?
Semi-autonomous,
Um,
yeah. I forgot what they're called though.
and and then Armenia is initiating the war to capture this territory, right?
But I thought it was the reverse, wasn't it?
Oh, okay, because I thought this was like technically defensive, I guess you would say,
Yeah, this
for
was
from
defensive Armenia. No,
Azerbaijan's.
this was defensive for Armenia. I think. I
Oh, okay,
think because then that's
okay,
the reason why they got their asses beat because they were trying to be like. Well, I'm trying to think about. I'm confused, but continue.
okay, because this is the way I'm seeing it. I thought Azerbaijan is considered, at least in international eyes, the legitimate holder of that land, right?
Yes.
And then I thought Armenia tried to invade the land.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's basically that's as far as I got with it. That's what I thought
Oh
it
no,
was.
no, you're right. You're right. You are right. I'm sorry. My dumbass is getting it
Um,
wrong.
but then Azerbaijan claims that land is theirs because that community is like ethnically Armenian. That's an Armenian community.
Yes.
So they're saying like this is ours, so like this is legitimately ours. I don't know. Um, to be honest, like I don't give a shit about the liberal laws and who technically owns it within the borders and all that. Um, to me, like this land, there's two sides fighting over it. To me, it looks like a fair fight. I say it should go to whoever the hell wins.
I guess. I honestly have no, since I have very little knowledge of it, I don't want to look like a dumbass. So because this happened in 1994, where they also had another war over this type of territory. But
Oh yeah,
this just has to do, like with this, with the whole thing about borders and like how messy it can be about carving up countries
yeah,
that sometimes might not
yeah. No,
exist
look
like
at
previously.
China and India. They're fighting over their borders right now too, huh?
In Pakistan and India too. I mean, with arbitrary borders that were set up by the fucking the British.
Well, I think even if the British never came, I mean, I think societies just naturally fight over borders with their neighbors. You
I
fight
guess, but
over
but
land.
people would genuinely set up like like borders like with people that they want to be with. It wouldn't be like this like massive like a million people die type of fucking
Yeah,
genocide type of crap.
yeah, it would be more organic. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that part, and that's got to be huge with how the Middle East is drawn up, and part of the reason for the perpetual war of the Middle East, it's just drawn up in probably terrible ways. I'm sure
I
the
mean,
Middle East
Saudi
could be
Arabia has like
organized better.
15% like a freaking like a Shiite. That's not fucking. That's not halal to me.
Yeah, actually, what's the deal with that? How do they even like survive? I thought Saudi Arabia is supposed to persecute them.
Fucking fine though. I mean, I think that they're. I think with the answer with that is Iran might just crack down on their asses, or Iran could, or it could just set up like a like because I think it was in the 70s. Like they actually captured fucking Mecca. I think like a group of like terrorists.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia kind of sucks. I mean, they buy so much shit from us, but they kind of suck at like fighting.
Well, shit, go Iran.
Well, no, it wasn't Iran. It was actually homegrown terrorists from Salafists.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
basically the Salafists are basically both like a double. They're kind of like they're a gun that they use to fuck the rest of the Middle East up and the Muslim world, and then they
Uh-huh.
also use that gun to their head and tell the United States, "Give us more money or we'll shoot ourselves."
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so how do you explain the U.S. and Saudi Arabia's relationship? Would you call it like a heated friendship? Because
I don't think it's heated at all because in after World War II, the United States was obviously wanted to become the global hegemon. In order to do that, you need oil. You need oil for your your tankers, your aircraft carriers, your helicopters, all that type of
yeah,
shit.
no, yeah, I agree with all that part.
So
But
they
I would
sided
just
with the
say,
House of Saud, and then obviously the
uh-huh.
House of Saud, being ever grateful, decided to make sure they gave the go ahead to make sure most of the oil was controlled in the hands of the U.S.
Okay, so I agree with that part, but I would just talk about terrorism. What about Saudi terrorists who kill Americans?
I mean, it's fine. It's the price you have to pay. I mean, who gives a shit if some boohoo, some dipshit from Iowa, like he lost his son? Who gives a shit? It's not my son.
No,
If you're the elite, why do you
okay,
give a fuck? Why you?
okay.
They don't give a fuck about us.
I agree with
Stop snorting crack.
I agree with that read too. I'll just say I also think the maybe more so like the Trump elite now actually do give a shit about that stuff.
But Trump still has
But
negotiations and business with Saudi Arabia. They're fucking
yeah,
doing businesses. I'm like, they don't give a shit. This is just crumbs for this dumbass root base. And even they don't hate Saudi Arabia that much. Go to fucking 4chan. That when Trump got elected, they stopped giving a shit about Saudi Arabia.
yeah. No, that's true. Damn. Can't even argue with that.
I mean, it's just the fact is that Saudi Arabia is a great ally for the United States because they create, homegrown terrorists, and then they send them out to the rest of the world, and the United States has to, has to do things, has basically is given the green light to go.
Oh, good point. Damn. Yeah,
Exactly.
then the US can just go invade Pakistan or something.
Yeah, because they have a legitimate reason to go into a country,
Uh-huh. Yeah, and just say, "Oh, we're looking for Osama or whatever the fuck they're doing."
and
We're looking for Al
also,
Qaeda.
they can the House of Saud can also use these because the Salafists do legitimately hate the House of Saud. I mean, they live like degenerates.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, no question.
And
I
so, like,
believe that.
if they ever do try to start an insurrection, the United States will just put it down.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting to see actually. How far would the US go in some kind of Saudi war?
I mean, they'll do everything. I mean, we're literally helping them carry out a genocide in Yemen.
So Yemen is legit straight up genocide. I mean, I
Yes,
know nothing about Yemen, so what's going on there?
it's pretty much a proxy war between Iran and Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Iran is supporting the Houthi.
Yeah, they're supporting them.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense now because I didn't even know who's on whose side.
Yeah,
Who is Yemen mostly um Shiite?
I think it's like 50-50. I could be wrong though, but I think that's a
Oh,
good Shiite, the good Shiite population.
yeah. See, that's one problem in any, any Middle Eastern country. When you have a large minority of either Sunni or Shiite, it's just like you're begging for trouble.
Well, who knows? I mean, maybe the time of troubles will come back to Ireland. After Boris Johnson
Yeah.
fucks up the EU.
Oh, I agree actually. And damn, I'm actually looking forward to Brexit. I think it's every day to me. It seems like it's more and more likely to actually happen.
It's going to be a clusterfuck though, because no deal has been made and no deal will be made.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, and I'm loving it.
I mean, god
I
damn it, the economy is already going to shitters, and we don't need like Britain to just make it even worse.
damn. Well, I mean, I personally, I'm a fan of Brexit in the same way that I'm a fan of Trump. I would say it's bringing us closer to the end, burning all this shit down, and hopefully building up something better.
Yeah,
Um,
that's ultimately what we want. I mean, I know it sucks, but I'm like, this 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 slow death can't continue,
uh-huh.
and it's just gonna kill us all if we continue on this slow march to like neoliberal austerity hell. Like it can't continue. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, something has to give, something has to go.
Yeah, the society is too dysfunctional. But um, damn. Well, with Brexit, you think there's any chance, first of all, that it can still be reversed, or that some kind of deal will be made in the last minute?
Fuck no, the Tories control it, and they're loving it. They're loving the no deal shit.
Yeah, no, I also don't think no deal would be like horrendous for the economy. I think it'll hurt somewhat, at least in the short term. But I'm actually pretty optimistic about England's long term. I think they'll be
No,
fine.
it's gonna be long term, dude, because like we have no idea what the ramifications are gonna be. Like
Well,
them
because
having.
I
Yeah,
you
cool.
don't think that they'll just negotiate individual trade deals with like their old countries?
I mean, people are probably gonna try to do like fucking politics, and then that's just gonna be into a clusterfuck. I mean, who knows? Maybe Biden can be the great mediator if he isn't
Yeah.
dying.
Now, what if Biden turns out to be like an amazing president? That'd be fucking hilarious.
I mean, I'll laugh my ass off if that happens. I'm like,
Just like a historically great president.
I'll be laughing my ass off. I'm like, this we're living in clown world, so anything can fucking happen at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's right. Um, you think are the Kamala running the Biden administration um jokes and jabs as real as we're all saying it is? You think Kamala's really going to be running the show?
I think so. I think who knows? She might actually be our president. So yeah, our first female president is actually someone who did actually get elected into the job. That's
Yeah,
great.
we were our first woman of color president. Damn.
Yeah, our first woman of color president that actually wasn't elected. Because no one's voting for the vice president. Fuck off with that shit. No one cares. Stop being a
So
pervert.
Chris, did she sleep her way to the top?
Oh God. That's a complicated question, and I won't answer it because it's very complicated the way you have to answer it. But I mean, she's a very beautiful lady, and you see her husband. This
Yeah,
plain.
what's the deal with her husband? That guy is not too sharp, huh?
No, he's not. I
How'd
think
she
it
end
was
up
just a
with him?
political marriage.
Oh, is her husband? Who's he? Is he someone big time or what?
No, I think it was just basically to make. You know how there's people that they need to have like children or they need to get married because they're getting into politics.
Oh, okay. So it's not really. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay, it's just pretty hollow. Yeah, I wonder. I really don't understand Trump and Melania's marriage because, I mean, I don't think that Melania hates Trump as much as like Democrats and liberals kind of joke about.
I mean,
But
the guy literally saved her from fucking like obscure like Slovenia, like like from like living in that hovel. I mean, I'm sorry, Slovenia is you know.
but I also do think that their body language and stuff is kind of weird. Like things do look odd, maybe a little bit cold. So I don't understand what's the deal with their marriage. Is that a real marriage or
I
what?
think I think Melania does have some power over Trump, so I think that's the reason why she's also not that as liberals like to say, like she's like totally miserable.
Oh shit! Like how so? What
Like
power does she have?
if Trump wants to touch her, like she has to do what she wants to do. Like he has basically
Oh,
exactly like that she has the
okay.
upper hand, which for some people is they like that. I'm not saying Trump likes that, but I'm saying that from Melania, that probably makes their marriage tolerable.
So does Trump watch Pence cuck his wife or what?
Pence and his wife don't fuck. Let's be honest. They don't. They don't have sex. They don't believe in sex. I think
What do
Pence might
what do
even be
they believe
asexual.
in?
Not that that's a bad thing. I mean, there's nothing wrong if you're asexual, but I don't think Mike Pence has ever had sex at all.
Yeah, that's possible. I would say asexual, or maybe he was a virgin before his wife.
Or he might just be like he might have like some kind of like deformed dick, like like
Oh
Jeffrey
yeah.
Epstein or Harvey Weinstein.
Wait, Epstein?
I'm not saying he's a pedophile. I don't think Mike Pence is a pedophile. I
Oh
think he's
no.
yeah.
No, I meant Epstein. Epstein has a deformed.
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
Wait, no, you gotta fill me in. You're not just gonna drop that and then walk away from it. I gotta hear this.
Yeah, it's like some kind of like. Well, I think okay, I might be confusing, but I know he has a weird dick. But so Harvey Weinstein had the egg dick, but
Wait, really?
yeah, you didn't know about
Weinstein?
that? Yes, they have
I actually had
weird
no idea.
dicks. Like these sick freaks have like deformed penises, and that's probably why they have to do like this. They're craven monsters for power, because
Oh my God.
they need something to compensate for that.
Wait, so these guys just have like 2 inch longs or what?
No, they have like weird shaped dicks.
Whoa. So what was going on with Epstein?
I don't remember. I have to double check with that one, but he did have a weird dick too. Because I was like,
Damn.
wait, I thought it was just Harvey Weinstein. Nope, it was also him too.
Wow, well, I guess that makes sense, huh? No, I don't think yeah, I don't think Pence gets around. I'm sure Trump gets some girls on the low. You think Kaylee, his speaker, you think he's ever had a couple minutes alone with her?
Oh God, can we not do this? Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I mean, who the fuck knows with these people? These people, they yeah, I
They'll
mean,
sell you
let's be
they'll
honest.
sell you their own kids.
I mean, yeah, they sleep their way to the top. They do like a bunch of sexual favors. I mean, the shit with Rudy Giuliani and the Borat 2 thing.
Oh
I mean, I'm not saying
yeah, that's right.
that like Rudy Giuliani actually like did that type of shit. What I'm trying to say is
Oh, I
that
think he did. I
oh,
think he did.
okay, that's fine. Okay,
I
no,
think
that's
he was trying
perfectly
to
fine.
smash.
Okay, yeah,
He's
no,
ready to
no,
smash.
but what I'm trying to say is that this is how these people behave and act. Like they literally think like that they have like these naked girls waiting for them and perform for them, and then they have sex. I'm like, these people like that's the way they function. I mean, these people have some kind of degenerate view of sex.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be
I think
a Puritan, but I mean it's just the way it is. I mean, Q is onto something.
yeah, no, I think that's I think that was real. I mean, I think Giuliani was really expecting to have sex.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
agree too.
but I also don't think that's really, I don't even think liberals consider that to be that bad. I thought they were supposed to have like an free sex, free judgment, I don't know, society, right?
But I'm like, you eventually have to reach the limit where I'm like, this is not acceptable. I'm like, I'm sorry, but the way that the elite like view sex is like they see it as as a form of power, like power. I mean, yes, I know people have like are into BDSM and a bunch of other shit, but these people literally are using sex like to lord it over other people.
Oh, I think that's just how humans are. I think the elite in like pretty much every society are always like sexual deviants and
Oh yeah,
sexual
no, I mean that's been the case
addicts and stuff.
everywhere. I mean, we
And
have like
that's like
cupbearers where
caveman stuff, right?
yeah, we have cupbearers like of Roman like like fucking children. I'm like that's how the elite have always been. They're sick
Crazy
fucks.
ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, they're sick puppies that need to be uh jokingly put down.
Put to sleep.
Yeah,
Like in
put to sleep.
Michigan, you heard about that the Newsland revolt stuff? I guess it was some pretty intense. At least if you don't believe it's a false flag, that Michigan revolt stuff, they were gonna, I don't know, execute Gretchen Whitmer
When
on
did we just talk
live
about
TV.
this?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean live TV? Oh shit.
yeah,
What the fuck?
that was the plan.
Oh,
That
I
was the
thought that they were
plan.
just gonna take her to a fucking cabin or something.
Yeah, and do it on live TV, and then
Oh,
also
never.
also a state capitol building, something in Detroit or whatever the hell the state capital is in Michigan. Um, they were gonna lock everyone in the building and then set it on fire. So yeah, I guess they had a pretty intense plan, but who knows if it was real or not. I kind of
I already told you the FBI was involved in this type of hijinks.
yeah. I really don't. I would say like I'm 50-50. I really can't tell if it's real or not. But either way, I even if it's not real, I think it could be. I think that kind of thing
I'm
isn't
not
too
saying that
far
it
away
was
from
fake. Like
happening.
these people were planning to do that, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
like they were basically being guided along and being played like suckers.
Yeah, like the FBI loves to kind of bring the shit up.
They like to overhype it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, I really think the white supremacist threat is massively overhyped
Yes, I
by the
agree too.
FBI.
I agree too.
Um,
But there's a
and I think
reason for that
liberals love
because
it.
like I said, you need to create like a credible threat to like like to legitimize like your institutions like the FBI and the CIA.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but I also think that the since the FBI um and really law enforcement more broadly was seen as and usually is more Republican and more conservative, more right wing. I think that the FBI taking on white nationalist, white supremacist groups and really, I don't know, in my opinion, exaggerating the threat they are to this country. I think they're doing that so they can get support also from liberals
Yeah,
and
because
those on the left.
Trump kind of threw them out overboard, the CIA and the FBI. So now they're basically
Exactly.
looking for the Democrats to basically come and be their saviors. And the Democrats are more than willing to happy to do it. I mean, the Democrats have never really had a problem with the CIA or the FBI. I mean, it might be the
Yeah,
more left leaning base, but they can easily be, like given a cock up the ass and they just shut the fuck up.
exactly. How much did you even hear about Snowden with Trump with Obama, right? Um, not much.
Or people don't know how much, how Trump, I mean, Obama let Chelsea Manning get like tortured.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
A trans woman. Yeah, but no one gives a shit because she was helping she was being mean to the black man.
yeah, and I think the FBI actually played it really well by doing that because at least I mean they just needed more support
These
on the
people
left.
probably fucking killed Martin Luther King and the CIA probably killed JFK. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you liberals? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, I think whatever side likes them when they're attacking their political opponent, but when it comes for them, then they just turn on them.
Because we
So I think it's
fucking
just
have John Kasich right now possibly going, becoming the leader of the Democratic Party. What the fuck?
Yeah, who actually is the next leader? Who are some hot candidates to be like the next man up? Kind of like how Kamala was basically a year or two ago.
It's gonna
She
be
was
Pete
sort of
Buttigieg.
like Pete. So Pete B is up next.
Yeah, PP is up next.
He's the next
Yeah, he's gonna
face of
be
the
the
party.
VP. He's gonna be the VP with Kamala Harris, and then they're gonna get owned by whoever Trump puts up for 2024.
So we're gonna have a women of color president and a gay white vice president.
They're gonna try to become that. They're not. I mean, unless Biden dies and then Kamala Harris becomes the replacement.
Oh, you're saying it'll be Biden Buttigieg?
No. What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that Biden dies and then Kamala Harris becomes the president and she nominates Pete
Oh,
Buttigieg? No.
oh,
What I'm
I
trying to say
see,
is the
dude.
2024 election is going to be Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg versus whoever the fuck the Trump family wants up there.
Yeah, actually, who's Trump's next VP? Is it Pence again?
No, Pence is not going to be the continuation of the Trump legacy. Fuck that.
Really?
Yes, I'm like,
He
what?
would he
This
would
guy
run
is
again.
no. He would not win, no matter what with Trump's endorsement. It didn't matter like the same one what Hillary got for
Oh,
endorsement.
no. I just mean that if Trump were to run again in
Oh,
2024.
who knows? He could probably pick Pence again, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Or maybe Pence doesn't want it anymore and he just gives it to somebody else.
Yeah, maybe he got enough clout from it and he's sort of tired of the circus.
I mean, he's looked during the debates that he didn't want to do this shit anymore.
Yeah, because I mean Trump really isn't his brand of politics. Pence is supposed to be like a little bit more calm and I don't know, so it's like respectable Christian.
Exactly. Pence just basically got what he wanted. A bunch of three right-wing psycho nut jobs on the Supreme Court. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, and just clout too. I mean, I think Pence was just looking to up his clout, and I think he pretty much got it. I think he
Yeah.
cashed in.
Yeah,
To me, it seems like it was a success for him.
yeah, no, he made out like a bandit, so it's fine for him. He probably doesn't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, enough of the circus. I wonder about all these speakers, Trump's former speakers of the what is it called? Speaker of the president or whatever, Sarah Huckabee Sanders,
Oh, the
Sean
second, yeah,
Spicer,
the press secretaries.
press secretaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder like what their political future is. Do you think any of them are gonna amount to anything?
Sarah probably is because of her fucking daddy. I mean, she comes from a legacy.
Oh, really? Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
Yeah,
Wait, who's your dad?
it's the big oaf. What's his name? Mike Huckabee.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that. That makes sense. Wow. Arkansas, right?
Yeah,
All right. Good old Huckabee. How's he doing? I haven't heard from that guy in a while. Is he
he's
still
he's
is he
just doing.
still
He's
is
just
he
doing.
governor over there or what?
No, he's just doing shit like on Christian television. But he's
Oh,
pretty
okay,
popular from
even
what I
better.
heard.
Even better. Even better. Gotta love Christian TV.
No, God, I've tried watching it. I couldn't. I'd rather just like soft my own foot. I mean, no, thank you.
What do you think about Christian Democrats? Do you think like in a civil war, Christians will stay Democrats or Democrats will kind of do a anti-religious purge? What's the deal with Christians in the Democrat Party?
I mean, the you have to. I mean, Latinos are obviously Catholic, and they're not gonna, stop being Catholic just because, some white Democrats tell them that they have to stop being Catholic. So it could just be that there might be, a clash between secular liberal like atheists and then people of color that are, black or brown, and that they're still Christians, and they have like a more, a liberation theology type of view of Christianity,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and they're probably gonna win. I mean, fucking, like these little bitch ass secular libs that stand for nothing are not going to win against black or brown people.
Yeah, I think they'll also just for the fact that they're black or brown, they'll be able to pull the race card and be immune to any
Oh, these libs
white
won't. These
atheists.
lib atheists don't care. I mean, they'll turn into to fucking Richard Spencer or Sam Harris at the drop of a hat.
Sam. Well, I got to be honest. I really don't think Sam Harris is racist. But I do think that
He's a
he
liberal,
is
so he's racist by
he's a
default.
liberal.
No, he's
Yeah,
a liberal, so
that
he's
that's
racist by default. I'm sorry, if you're a liberal, you're racist by default. That's a fact.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't think he is. I think he's like in favor of like legal equality. He's just a classic liberal, basically.
That's a racist
And
then,
even but yeah,
because
no,
you
that's what
support
I'm trying to say.
capitalism, and capitalism by by the very nature of it is racist. I mean, that's the reason why woke capitalism is a joke.
Yeah, I think no matter what, it's just gonna give you unequal or just radically, I should say radically unequal outcomes.
I mean,
Therefore,
I'm just gonna say this: if capitalism started like fuck, I don't know, China, It'd be obviously, everyone else would be, in the underclass, including white people.
Yeah. Oh, and that too. It'd be a little bit more mixed for sure. Yeah, no question about that.
Yeah.
That'd
Like
be
I
that'd be
said,
interesting. Imagine if America never falls. Where we have black and brown elite, like legitimate large wings of the elite, um,
that'd be
who are
interesting.
still just capitalist overlords.
Oh god, that's a nightmarish type of future too, because I don't want to think about that kind of crap.
Yeah, I think well actually that makes me think of Latinos who voted for Trump because I mean that was no small minority. Like, do the Republicans actually have a serious future with Latinos?
I think they really do, because I think we're reaching the point, like, like, where the only thing that's gonna matter is like culture and, like, the attitudes of the parties. So the culture of, obviously, the Democrats is going to be, liberal, like goody two shoes that tell you, like, about norms and manners, that went to college, that are, prim and prissy. And then,
LGBT.
I mean, not all LGBT are like that. I mean, I know a lot of them
Oh yeah,
are,
no,
like,
that's true. But I just meant have a white collar, gay pride sort of generic corporate diversity perspective.
what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be two types of sides that are going to emerge, because they're not going to offer us anything. They're not going to offer you, like, any alleviation to, the woes that people are facing. So it's going to be like, two cultural sides, like, because it's already happening. The Democratic Party is pretty much just abandoning the working class, and the only thing that they're doing is they're trying to keep, but also they're trying to abandon, like, the brown and black bodies that they have. But I mean, black people, unfortunately, are still tethered to this party, because the Republicans really offer them nothing. So, but yeah, but with, Latinos, they could kind of, try to assimilate and maybe marry into whiteness. You know how the way they did in Latin America.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think well, what would you say to this, Chris? What do you say to Republicans who'll tell you um blacks had the lowest unemployment rate under Trump, um black business owners did better, whatever it is, right? Like highest income or some shit like that, right? For African Americans. What
That
do you
is
say to them
true.
on that?
That is true. I will not denounce you on yet. That you are
So
correct
then
about that. But
well
let me
so then
continue.
when
Let me continue. For
okay.
All right. But the problem, though, is that their overall, like, status has not changed, meaning that they are still at the bottom rung. So they have really, so
Oh,
even though they've seen these type of, like, like, their GDP has gone up as a whole. Let's just
yeah.
do that. So
Yeah.
their GDP as a whole has gone up, but overall, most of them have not, like, seen any real significant changes.
Yeah, the structure of the society is still fundamentally the same, and the difference is, I mean, pennies to the dollar kind of thing. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
all right,
I
yeah,
mean, they do have a point. Like, like Republicans that say that, I'll see to that. You have a point. The problem, though, is the structural, nature of the society will not allow, them to actually, well, any more than a few of them to rise up.
hmm yeah, that ain't shit really changed. Um, damn. Well, then I wonder where Latinos will fall long term. Let's
Well,
say
like
in
I
the
said, they're
next
gonna do the same thing like they did
10.
in Latin America, where they marry into whiteness, like the ones that are successful.
Uh-huh. But will there still be like this a majority of like, or maybe not even a
Like
majority,
maybe
but
55 to 60% will still vote for the Democrats.
okay,
But as
okay, yeah,
long as
that's
there's
what
still
I
like
mean.
an immigration, like, trickling into the United States. But like I said, who the fuck knows with how draconian Biden might be with immigration?
Yeah, I'm a little bit softer on that. I'm thinking Biden's gonna do a I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
I
understand.
think he'll still
I understand what
have
you're
some
trying.
law enforcement.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand what you're trying to say, Austin. Is because the Democrats, after, getting their asses owned in this election, they have to really realize that, like, yeah, it seems like Latinos are, starting to drift away from us. So they have to do some kind of, like, some kind of compensation, to stop this from happening.
Yeah.
So I do what you're. I do get what you're trying to say, but they still
And I
have to
also
balance
think,
that out, though.
uh-huh. Well, I was gonna throw in the family thing too. I think the Latino kind of family nuclear family emphasis that white liberal America isn't nearly as devoted to. Basically, don't get divorced. Conservative family values that many, if not most, Latinos have. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. I think even for the most part, when Latinos are in America, I think they usually stay relatively stronger, more attached to their families and more conservative than their white counterparts.
Oh, I agree with that. I mean, not so much conservative because they are willing to vote for the Democratic base, but they do have stronger family ties and that type of shit.
Well, I'll say this. How about, like, for example, on abortion? Um,
Oh, that's like okay. So with abortion, that's different. So with gay marriage, they're willing to secede that, but not abortion.
yeah, exactly. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like things like that, for example.
Because like I mean, gay marriage is like they don't really see that as a sin, but they do see abortion as a sin though.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and I wonder how that'll play out with the Democrat Party and keeping them, and same thing with the Republican Party. How you will they be able to win enough Latinos to win Latino heavy states based on cultural things, or are Republicans gonna have to water down their economic
Dog whistling to like white people.
uh, uh, yeah, how are they gonna deal with basically Latinos long term?
Who knows? Like I said, like God knows what the fuck is going to happen at this point. You know, I mean, already polls no longer matter in this country anymore. Political science is a meme now in this country. So who knows? I mean, we're heading in uncharted territory, folks. I mean, we
Chris,
don't. What's
political science PhDs work very hard. Okay.
up? Fuck
I think
that.
Chris, I
Get rid
think
of it and let it be absorbed back into history.
I think you're just jealous because you weren't a political science PhD, Chris.
No, I actually thank God, the ancient, you know, Mexica deities. Fuck, I'll maybe even worship. I'll maybe even pray to some.
George Lopez, the
No.
greatest Latino of all time.
Oh God, I used to find him funny, and now I just cringe at the fact that I ever found him hilarious. But
Yep.
no, what I'm trying to say is that I'm glad that I didn't do a double major in political science. I mean, because God,
Oh, yeah?
God damn it, I just didn't want to waste the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't for any specific reason, like you weren't looking at political science as a potential avenue.
Oh no. I just wanted to take like because I just wanted to do more political science classes. I was like, yeah,
Huh.
yeah. In the end, I didn't do that. In the end, I just took more history classes in the end.
How about anthropology?
Meme science. It's a meme science. All right, I think we.
So, okay.
Don't continue.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna finish with this. So, why is it that history is any better than any of the other ones, or at least maybe not even better, but how is it different?
I mean, because history tries to be multidisciplinary, and I think it also doesn't try to pretend to be a science as well, like which
Yeah,
anthropology and political science do.
absolutely. Same with economics. I think that's like the best answer you could give right there. I
Exactly.
think history is more comprehensive, like you just said. It's kind of zooms out. You can look at it at a macro way. Now, of course, you can do like a micro focus, right?
Yes.
Ultra focus. But either way, you're taking into account just more things, usually the broader society in many ways, and then also um usually historians don't claim to be like the only, I don't know, true reading. um they're just like,
Exactly. I mean,
this is
historians always
my
like to say it's a nuance. Like we can't, like it's complicated all the time.
uh-huh uh-huh and like they'll just kind of offer their best read on it, basically
Yeah,
their best take. But I mean,
and they're not
they'll
saying it's a
accept.
certain fact. Like this is like exactly like this my like ideology and viewpoint is the only way to do it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's, to me, that's in and of itself. That's one reason why it's, I mean, I'll take history over any of these other guys any day.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's still the one like that people still actually respect. Like, I'm sorry. I mean, and that's the reason why conservatives are so upset when people, try to change it or be revisionist because it still has, a modicum of legitimacy in the society.
Yeah, no, it holds power, at least. I mean, the stories we tell each other, right? Sociology. You think of political sociology and just the cultural cultural dominant culture of a society. It's based on the stories you tell
Yeah.
one another, the myths you tell one another. Um
I mean, that's the
and
reason why we're doing this whole statue shit.
yeah, exactly. That stuff holds weight. Might not be as immediately powerful as the economy, but nonetheless, culture and the people you idolize, right? Your mythology, your idols, etc. All hold weight.
Exactly.
But yeah, let's kill it here, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, God, fuck the We're still fucking talking about the election and possibilities
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
When are we gonna get the damn answer? I'm tired
Yeah,
of hearing
God
about this.
damn it! I'm like, I want a climax already. I need to come.
Yeah, no, seriously, this is like the worst tease.
Exactly. I'm getting blue balls here,
We're at a cheap strip club.
and they won't take off their fucking clothes.
They only take Discover.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I guess that ends it for this fucking episode. Thank you all.